Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243. You know.
Yo, and we are live for today, December 14th, 17 days left in this month, 17 days left in 2021. Not sure what I will say about this year. Just glad to be alive. That's enough. It's more than enough. So welcome to everyone for today's daily live, where we talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate, where being broke really wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter to get in the game. So we got the lovely young ladies here to put on this production, and we're here to answer your questions. So I know we're probably waiting on people to load up. Hello to everyone that's saying hello. Remember to share this, like it. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Ash Flipman. Text the word units to this number if you want to partner with me. The video will explain one of the biggest reasons why people don't know how to don't succeed at wholesaling, because they don't know what a great deal is or can't determine what a deal is or not. So please text the letters GD to the number also, and I'll help you out with that. Today's topic is what to say when you're talking to property owners, hopefully turning them into motivated sellers, turning those into deals, into checks. So we'll get into that topic later on, but what to say, somewhat of a script, and we'll go through that process dependent on how the call or the communication is received. So what's happening?
All right. Everybody, of course, is saying hello. What's up? That's all I got so far on YouTube. No questions yet.
Same thing. They said Chicago land in the house flip. What's happening?
Oh, you got it. What's happening in Chicago land? So, we still ain't got no questions. So, I was trying to prepare a little thing here, but again, today's topic is we're going to talk about somewhat of a script, or give you an idea on what to say, what's a cold call, or someone calling you, or through text messaging, whatever the situation is. What is that communication like with actual sellers? The other thing is that all these different words up here have meaning to assist you. They pretty much define themselves, I think. If it's you're a first timer, you might not know, but normally it's a way to get instant questions, instant answers for your questions. So we got anybody ready for a question? I need to type this up. Let's go.
I got a few. This one says, it's from Alejandro from YouTube. They said, would you do a deal if I use 0.84% math?
84%?
0.84% math?
I guess it just means 84%. Unless you're in like California, New York, well, Southern California, the Bay Area, New York, maybe Seattle, maybe some parts. Well, that's probably about it. Other than that, no, 70% is normally the number.
Yeah, he put an example in here. 280K times 0.84.
No.
Okay.
You just can't put the number in just to make it work for you.
Right.
It is what it is.
Make up your own thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This one's from Empire Knowledge on YouTube. They said, I've been checking out your old videos and they on point. They also said about your packet, do you update info?
I just recently updated everything, unless you bought it a couple of months back. But everything's in. But if you did, if you log back in, it's updated now. So.
All right. All right. This one's from
But
Steve.
in
Oh,
reality,
sorry.
what I'm doing now is the continuous update. And whenever I put out new content, even if you purchase something from me, that stuff still works, but we're always evolving and trying to learn and do things better to find easier ways to get to a payday.
All right. This one's from Steve on YouTube. He said, "What's up? This is my first time in the chat." Okay. Thank you, Steve, for coming. Don't forget, if you want to join Ty on live and get some assistance live, you can text the word Gator. That's Gator. If you're on YouTube, it's going across your screen right now at the bottom. You can text that word to the 205-964-5243 number, and we'll add you to the chat. You have to have your camera and your mic turned on.
Boom.
All right, the first question on Instagram, how's the market in Birmingham?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Like in most places, it's good. COVID, well, the C word was good to real estate.
All right, this one's from $1 Billion Diva on YouTube. She said, "I have a question. Is there an affiliate link for someone who wants to sign up with you or PropStream to get a referral fee?"
Okay. Are they asking, can they get a referral fee? Or am I getting a referral fee? She wants to be an affiliate of PropStream is what she's saying? Okay, yeah, just text me. I'll show you. I can hook you up. Just text
Okay,
me.
who could?
Yeah.
All right, this one's from Steve. He said, "How much is the packet?"
What packet? Oh,
The one you offer.
it's different prices. You just have to text me on it. I think what they were talking about was just the info, which doesn't include any coaching, right? More or less just a course. Courses.
Okay. I think she said my referral fee. So,
I'm still not
yeah, I'm not sure.
understanding.
All right, this
But
one's
you can just text me and we
yeah, text him. This one's from Kyle Brown. He said, "Can you explain how a pre-foreclosure process goes? Do I have to contact the owner or the agent?"
No, well, if it's not listed with an agent, then you would speak to the owner. You know, there's no agent involved in the transaction, so you would speak to the owner. Now, if an agent is involved, then you speak to the agent. Unless the owner reaches out to you, and sometimes that will happen.
All right, I don't have any right now. It's a
Ken
little
should
slow
have some. You ain't got
today.
nothing, Ken?
Hold on, I have one. Or I had two just pop
I
up
just
when
sent
I
out the
said that.
text to you, so.
This one's from Ugly Truth on YouTube. They said, "What do you do to keep cash buyers who insist you tell them what I purchase price?"
That's someone you normally don't want to deal with. What difference does it make? You know, the price that you and I are discussing, meaning you and that cash buyer, does that number work for you? It's irrelevant on how much I'm going to make if the number works for you. It will allow you to make the amount of money you want to make. So now you're trying to count my pockets and we have a problem, right? And I don't have to deal with you. You know, you want to have relationships with cash buyers that see you as an asset. Because when you bring them a deal, money has just literally fell out of the sky. Nothing better than money. The only thing that's probably better than money falling out of the sky is making money when you sleep. But it's a close sky. It's a close.
Food.
I'm about to say more money falling out of the sky, but
Yeah.
the way it works.
Yeah.
All right, back on Instagram, how would you find buyers for buildable lots?
For buildable lots,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what you mean. It's like, are they already building in that area, or is just a lot and there's no construction going on? If there's construction like really going on in that area a lot, then, you know, and that's if it's already a subdivision, you probably don't have that option anyway. So you're gonna have to explain that, you know, because a buildable lot, that can mean a lot of different things.
All right, this one.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
This one says, it's from B. Williamson on YouTube. They said, would you recommend trying to reach out to family members if you can't reach the property owner?
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, even if you know definitely who some of the family members are, yeah, try to reach out to them. Let them know you're interested in buying the property. Ideally, you'll want to give them an incentive to work with you, but yeah, for sure.
Okay, this one came from DLou48 on YouTube. They said, can a foreclosed home on the MLS be wholesaled?
Technically, yeah. You just got to have a lot of things to go in your favor. Are they having trouble hearing me on TikTok? Because I don't see the mic thing moving. Nobody said that? What color that is? That's the, let me see. Oh, I got it turned down. I knew it was something. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible that you can do that. But again, a lot of things have to go in your favor. You got to have the right type of buyer, because you're not finding anything that they couldn't find themselves, because it's already advertised to the world. You understand you got to deal with a real estate agent now. They're going to normally a minimum of $1,000 earnest money deposit. You're going to want proof of funds. The lender who owns it now, they're going to control the entire process. So if you could jump through all those hoops, you can wholesale. There are easier deals out there than that. Stop being lazy.
How you know they being lazy?
Because they just want to go to the internet and just pull down some fruit. It's possible. Again, I ain't saying you can't do it. I'm just letting you know it is easier, and I know what to do, and don't pursue them. There are easier deals out there. I'll just ask you a question. Would you rather deal with the lady now I'm not saying this how you're going to meet them up, just give me an example. With the lady that you're in line at Target, and you hear her having a conversation with the cashier saying, you know, her husband died and she was needing to downsize the house, or they got some rental property they need to give her, she don't know anything about them, and dealing directly with her, or dealing with a real estate agent that, number one, the more the property sells for, the more they make, the cheaper you get it, the more you make. So that automatically puts you all at a resistance. And then the lender, you don't know who you're dealing with. It may be what's her name today, and then somebody else get the file and they have, no, man, I'm telling you. And then the lady you saw in Target, she would possibly accept a $10 earnest money deposit, no proof of funds, whereas the bank/agent is going to want at least $1,000 earnest money deposit, and they wanted you to be able to prove you can pay for it. You tell me which one is easier. Yeah, just because you can find that for property that's for sale fast doesn't mean it's an opportunity. That's what you just decoded it. See, you can just find that just a quick Google search and boom, there it is. But that's the only advantage. That's the only advantage.
All right, this is on Instagram. How do you feel about Fiverr and getting motivated sellers leads from it?
Well, I use Fiverr. I've been using Fiverr for years. Pretty much all the graphics that you see recently, over the last 2 to 3 years, they come from, I know you're asking a different question, but they come from Fiverr. Now, getting leads from Fiverr, the only thing they're doing is the same thing you can do if you sign up for PropStream or Digulator, aka PropStream. You're going to build a list. They're not about to produce no other special list than what you can do with that tool. And then you can do more than just pull a list with it. You can do a lot more. You can research the property. You can comp it. Well, obviously you can build a list in there, but you can build specific lists to what you want and so on or whatever. But so that it's just better options out there than that. Fiverr is good for a lot of different things, but that, no. And you can find VAs there, people that actually call your list. That would be a good resource for it.
All right, this one is from Shani Stewart on Facebook. They said once we do a contract, once we do a contract, A, how long do we have to complete the contract? And B, with the cash buyer, contract B with the child, hold on, because this question is confusing me. I done knocked the mic over. Once we do contract A, how long do we have to complete contract B with the cash buyer?
Turn yours up, Jess. The blank one that don't have a sticker on it. What is on?
15.
It's on 15. Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like you were able to move. Like they ain't saying they can't hear you, so.
No.
Okay, so you what you said now? What was it?
Once we do contract A, how long do we have to complete contract B with the cash buyer?
Well, whenever you get a property under contract with a motivated seller, how long do you have to complete the deal? Find the cash buyer and close on it. All right. Normally, and I sort of went through this on yesterday, but normally the contract is going to be around 30 days. I try to do 30 to 40, maybe 45, and then I'm going to do 21 days of due diligence. So in reality, you have the entire 30, we'll just use 30 days as a number. You have the entire 30 days, but of course, it takes time to put the deal together as far as the closing side of it, as far as the title company and all of that. So really, within those 21 days, as far as due diligence, you really need to have a buyer in place by then, right? Because even if you get one on day 20, it takes time to put the deal together. 10 days is normal within 10 days. Sometimes it may take longer depending on the title situation. But most sellers, if they know they're that close to a check, they'll give you a few more days. Sometimes they give you a whole nother 30 with no hesitation. So
explain that all that depends on what you put on the contract. I think.
Well, yeah, those are the terms of the contract, correct?
So this kind of goes hand in hand with this from Pistol Pete. They said, is there a special form the seller fills out when you need to extend contingency?
You could go about it a couple of ways. You can just change the dates as far as the closing date, and both of you all initial it, or you can just redo it. Just fill out an entirely new contract.
Okay. This one's from Jamarcus Brooks. He said, hello from Columbus, Mississippi. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. This one came from $1 Billion Diva.
What's going on, Jamarcus?
She said, when searching divorce properties, what does it mean when it says last sale date? And does it mean it's still off market for sale?
Well, last sale date is just that. It means when was the last time there was a sale completed on that property. So whatever that date is, whatever that recorded date is what they're referring to.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I answer this question, Demario Beatty, because he been asked about 5-6 times. Can you wholesale in Chicago, Illinois? Can you still wholesale in Chicago, Illinois?
Yeah, you can wholesale in Chicago. The state of Illinois, a couple of years back, though, they came up with this law. You need to have a broker's license, real estate license, whatever it's called in Illinois, to wholesale more than one house per year. All right. And so to answer your question, yeah, if you don't have a license, the simple thing you can do is just partner with a broker. And I'm not going to go through that process. You just partner with a struggling broker is my recommendation. And you can get paid by offering them different services such as web development. Like you build a website every time you all have put a house on a contract. When you close on it, you just sell them this website for half of whatever the half of the fee is. I can get in more detail on that, but I've explained it over and over again in some other videos.
All right, this is on Instagram. Do you have to give the attorney money services before closing?
Do you have to pay them before closing?
That's what.
Normally, no. If they know you're going to close with them, normally they just wait to get paid at closing.
All right, this one says, good evening, Flip Man. What do you think about a VA assisting to help you make cold calls to get your first deal?
Well, yeah, they can be very useful if they're trained properly to work under your guidelines and your process. It can be a very effective and a great way, an inexpensive way. They're still going to cost a little bit, but relatively speaking, you can get someone to do what it may cost you $600-700 to do for $100 or whatever. So yeah.
All right, if they want your opinion about deals, how do they reach you?
Opinions about deals?
Yeah, because they can't, because if they really probably want to exit on here, but I know you're not going
You mean like to comp
to.
something?
Yeah.
Well, Jamil and I, we hadn't done one in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm sure we'll probably start it back up in 2022. But we had a free comping show. The best thing I can do for you is just try to feed you enough videos to so you could train yourself. That's going to be the best way. You may make a mistake or two, fine. That just ain't gonna kill you or whatever. That's how you're going to learn. So what you want to do is text ARV to 205-964-5243, and also text GD to that number also. And I think that'll get you going. Just got to have confidence in what you're looking at, man. It's not that difficult.
All right, what's another way to find an absentee owner besides driving for dollars?
You can build a list of absentee owners. If you text the word text, TEXT, to the phone number, even though that video is about text messaging, in the beginning of that video, I show you how to build a list, and part of it is explaining how to build absentee owners list or non-owner occupied list.
All right. Let's see. This one says, it's from Jamarcus Brooks. It says, do you have a link or advice on choosing title companies?
Do I have advice on choosing a title company? If you just must choose a title company, which I'll explain why I don't think it's that big of a deal, the simple thing you can do is use the power of social media, Facebook. Use Facebook groups. You can join my group by texting the word group to the phone number. But what you'll do is just simply post a question there in the group. What title companies, what closing attorneys are wholesaler friendly in XYZ city, whatever the name of the city is. And in those actual cities, you'll post that message in those local wholesale groups to that particular city. And I'm so confident someone is going to you'll get multiple recommendations on who you can use. But you shouldn't actually worry about it, because you can do all of that and you have a cash buyer ready to go. The cash buyer bringing the money to the table to close it, and a lot of times they're paying the closing costs. So guess what? If they don't want to use who you just called or say that they can do it, they say, I don't use them. This is who I always use. They're going to go with them. So really, you shouldn't even worry about it until you have a buyer in place. Now, sometimes it may be a situation where the buyer is brand new and they're like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. We'll use whoever you want to use. Okay, then now you have to figure it out or whatever. But I gave you the solution in the beginning.
All right. How do we find properties in Massachusetts?
The same way you find them in Birmingham, Alabama. Cold calling, direct mail, text messaging, ringless voicemail, robocalls, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, bandit signs, driving for dollars, other wholesalers. Did I say door knocking?
No.
Slap somebody.
Don't do that.
Disclaimer.
Okay, Walking in Royalty asked, so the less the seller owes and the more equity, these are the ones to pursue?
So the question is, the less the seller owes and the more equity that's available, are those the properties to pursue? Yes, they are. We're in the equity business. Like people mine for gold and silver and diamonds and Bitcoin. That's what we do. We mine for equity, period. We're on a continuous equity search. That's what you're doing. Because there's no equity now. What's wholesaling what we're talking about? You got to have enough equity there, meaning what they owe versus what it can be worth in this definition, right? So it has to be a ton of equity available to negotiate to get it down to a price that works for you as a wholesale deal. So yeah, that's the end game. That's where the profit is in the equity that's available.
All right, this one's from King
Doesn't
Achilles.
sound like I'm screaming.
No.
But that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a lot of energy.
Okay.
Kiwi was one of
Okay.
He said, when wholesaling, do I need to fix up the home?
What's his name? King
Achilles.
King Achilles. When you're wholesaling, do you need to fix up the house? Well, they call that wholesaling, right? Where you could actually clean out a house or something like that. I'm not going to do any repairs. Occasionally, we'll clean one out. Occasionally, right? But in most cases, you don't ever touch them. That's one of the other great things about it. Now, I've wholesaled houses and just drove by them just to see if they were standing up. Because I already knew something didn't matter. As long as there was a structure there, I had a buyer for it. Some neighborhoods are going to be like that or whatever. It's not saying that's going to always be the case, but I'm just saying to drive it home, the point is no, you don't have to touch them. Well, wholesaling is what I just said. Is just it's basically you may clean a property up to give it a better curb appeal. Sometimes the property just has so much stuff and crap in it, outside of it. You know, and most investors, they can see through all that, but it don't hurt if you clean it up. It just to make it look better or whatever. It just makes it more appealing when you're marketing the property. And sometimes, and you don't really make your living off of this, but sometimes you'll sell a house like that to someone that actually wants to live in it. A lot of times they'll pay more than an investor. And, you know, they just want to do a lot of the work themselves if it's that situation.
All right, this is on Instagram. How quickly do you respond to JV deals sent to you? And what's the quickest you closed on a deal?
How quick do we respond to JV deal? We try to do it within the next day unless it's on the weekend, right, Ken?
Right.
You're talking to the master blaster right there. She answered. She's the one that you're normally dealing with. So
And his second part is what's the quickest you
I
closed on a
think
deal?
4 days. 4 days.
All right, this is on TikTok. They're finally asking questions. What's the difference between tax liens and tax deeds?
Now that's a good question, right?
Google
Now
is your best friend.
I don't know if I can answer, but I'm answering the way I understand it. All right, and each state is different on that too now, so that's part of the problem. I could explain it to you why I understand it in Alabama, and that a tax lien is basically mean you hadn't paid it, and now the government / the county, state, or whatever has a lien against the property. A tax deed in Alabama, if I'm understanding this right, they went through the process of basically foreclosing on it, as far as the state is concerned. So now it's in a tax deed situation and it can be purchased by the public. So they technically don't own it anymore. Now, whether any other liens or judgments against it still exist, I think they do. But again, I'm just really not my thing because I don't pursue those in that way. I'll produce a tax lien or whatever based on that they may be motivated to sell cheap because they're not paying the taxes.
Uh-oh.
It's a question on Instagram that's peculiar to me. Double Y Ray. He said, why do you choose to go live all the time? Did you realize it's not about getting, but instead giving? This whole thing is about giving.
Right. That's why I did not.
Maybe he didn't say that. Maybe that didn't come out right.
Yeah. Maybe they knew.
How? Because he didn't put it in the regular content.
Yeah, he put it in the private. But I put it up so everybody can see.
Huh? Well,
This is the reason why I didn't ask.
I don't know. I don't get
That's
it.
the one that asked.
why do I go live?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
You're trying to
Double
Impress
wide
them,
ray.
you going live, you make something out of it. I think that's what the thing is. They can't hear me over there, so I'm trying to explain to you.
So one of the team members here says that what she thinks he
They
means
just being extra.
that I'm going live because I'm trying to make some money. I don't make.
Well, no, I don't think he's saying you're going live because you want to make money.
Huh?
He's saying you going live because it's all about giving instead of getting.
Oh, it
He
is.
said, why do you choose to go live all the time? Did you
About
realize
giving.
it's not about getting, but instead giving?
I think he's trying
Yeah.
to be positive, but I think he said it wrong.
No.
Nah, it
that
sounds
ain't-
like
that's
he's trying to
not
be a
positive.
smart ass
Yeah,
because
he not-
this
he not
whole
saying
channel
positive.
gives stuff away.
He says it's about getting and not giving. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, he said I shouldn't
And
be. He
this
said
is giving.
he said-
Giving out knowledge that a lot of people don't.
that's what I'm saying. I'm sure he's saying what y'all saying. He's saying.
I'm about to turn this game.
He can't mean what y'all saying because that don't make no
Somebody
sense.
else came and said, nah, you're gonna lie to teach and it's appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you.
I think he said it wrong. He can't be saying what y'all saying. He's saying.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. You're trying to be positive when
No, I'm saying that don't make no sense. If I'm sitting up here answering questions
Let me see.
about what people want to know, how am I? Yeah, I think y'all got my man confused. I apologize to you, sir.
Maybe they're new.
He's laughing, no.
Yeah.
Serious, no.
They probably just trolling.
Oh yeah.
Troll.
Troll to troll.
Just gonna put his candidate up. That's what it was.
Oh, I mean, y'all typed it in there, and then you're gonna be scared for somebody to read it.
'Cause he put it
I don't know
in
how you what. Oh, he sent me a DM.
Yeah, he put it in
Yeah.
the.
Why did
How do you do that, Jessica? How you can do that? I didn't know you could do that.
He said, "Why do you choose to help out while you're already making money?"
Why do I choose to help while I'm already making money?
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought he was saying.
He just doing that because we didn't call him.
Yeah.
You called him out, that's why you did it.
Oh,
So explain now why you did it.
Well, how it got to this point, this just didn't happen overnight. What's his name?
Double wide rate.
Double wide rate. This just didn't happen overnight, my man. I was doing this back in 2007. I started a channel. I don't know why I had to delete it. And I started another one back in 2008. And I wasn't making a dime from it. And really, I don't know if I had real intentions of making any money from it, but if I was, the initial amount of money I was making from this was 90. I would sit down with people for 2 hours for $97. So you tell me, now that's about $40 an hour, but whatever.
And like you
That's
said,
that's some real work too, though.
yesterday you was like, it's a hobby. Like,
Yeah, it was a hobby, and it just turned into this. Now, what I've been able to do is I've been able to meet a lot of interesting people all over this country. Man, you know what I'm saying? And that's been more than the last probably 3 years or whatever. And that's just me being a little bit more open about it. Like, because people did want to do it. But what's his name again? Double Wide Ray. Man, it was a hobby that turned into something else. But yes, I make some money on this. Mark this down today. Whoever needs to hear it. Tyrone Taylor is an entrepreneur first, right? I am a giver naturally, right? And I go about things a little different than most. Not saying it's better, but I go about things different than most. But remember this, Tyrone is an entrepreneur first. But I like to think that I provide more value to what I put out there than what I'm getting back. I may be wrong, but I would like to think that I've changed a lot of people's lives for free financially. Now, I guess what he's saying is, why would I do that? Again, this is one thing about money. And I was doing this before I guess I was making a little money back, but it wasn't from this. But normally, whatever you are as a person, if you throw some money on it, it's just going to enhance it. Whether it's good bad or the same. And it don't take much money. If somebody's an asshole, give them some money, and you gonna see. You gonna really see.
They're gonna show you.
And they gonna show you. If they are a really nice person, you gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Again, it don't make me. I do a lot of screwed up stuff. I got folks be glad to tell you. but I do it, man. Number one, because I enjoy it. Number two, it allows me to extend my business, the real estate investing side of beyond these walls, and I make money from it. So that's what you wanted to hear. There you go.
Yeah, just a few.
Where you used to do it for free and people were not using your knowledge, so now you're teaching.
Yeah. That'd be all right.
Yeah.
Some of the people think, or that some of the comments say, he thinks that you're doing it because wholesaling isn't really making you money, and so you go live. Or some people might think, I'm reading some of the YouTube comments, that you're streaming to make money because you don't make any wholesaling, and he thinks your program is a hustle. But he's probably just new to the channel, so
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna read all the questions, whether it's shady or not, because that's what makes it fun. Yeah.
You'll hear people that probably I don't know. You would think a lot more than about me financially, and what they all say: multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So why would this be any different?
Yeah.
I have to take this serious. I'm just being totally transparent. Again, it didn't start out like this at all. You know, it's been a lot of time into this stuff, right? They laugh at me because I got a chair coming tomorrow. They said, "Well, you don't hesitate, do you?" I was like, "No, I take this stuff dead serious because it produces a substantial amount of income. Still do deals too, but I have to take this just as serious. This is the money in the sleep part of it. Just being real with you. This is the money in the sleep part of it. Real estate can do that, but the internet is a different animal because I can reach the world with that, with just the click of a mouse or the tap of my phone or whatever. This is a totally different ball game. This allows me to have tentacles in pretty much every major city in this country because of what we're doing right now. Who the hell wouldn't do it? Hell yeah, I'm gonna go live every day. When I say text me 5050, let's partner. There's some money gonna fall out the sky. Who wouldn't do that?
Okay, you can read this thing. He said he
He said, I didn't say that. I support Flipman. I know he makes money. I was just wondering why he chooses to help when he could be out enjoying life and everything, not trying to be a smart ass or rude. Okay.
Well, I enjoy it. Well, you know what? I was here last night until 9 something.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy what I do. With everything. Now, some days are easier than others or whatever, but there's nothing for me to be here 10 hours.
Yeah.
But that's a combination of doing the multiple things, It just seems like I'm never caught up on stuff. Just never.
All right, next. Let's see. Just go to the house. This one says, I've been watching you since 2019. I'm a truck driver. Question, should I buy my own rig or truck or pay for mentorship with you? Buy and use the automated tools, PropStream, Podio, Call Tools. What you think?
No, that's a damn question.
That's a question.
No, man. See, you don't have to pay me to do this. See, that's the thing. Again, I don't know how anyone else runs their operation, but I know I got too many people that have texted me checks just saying thank you, and I've never talked to them before. They consume this content on YouTube. And so my point is, I'm not fussing at you. I'm not fussing at anyone. I'm just, I'm venting a little bit. But Sharif, y'all know I get on the soapbox quick. But Sharif, yeah, I would go ahead and invest in your truck because the information that I'm giving you is free. You're in a truck every day. You have, I don't know how far you have to drive, but I'm sure it's hours at a time over the course of a day. You have, see, this is the way I would look at it. If I was a trucker and like some jobs, you can't listen to stuff and view stuff while you're working, right? But you're in one of those positions, they're literally paying you to educate yourself about real estate. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. They are paying you to educate yourself about real estate, and then you can exit. Now, the reason someone may want to get a mentor or something like that, I get it. You try to want you want like that confirmation. I'm going to do this. I need to do this, or that confirmation. I'm going to do that. In reality, the way I go about it, you really can tap into me at any point. All you got to do is just ask your question on my YouTube channel, any of my videos. I answer those not every day, but at least probably every other day or whatever. It's really like you getting it for free anyway. You're getting the real foundation. The whole house is built. You just need some furniture in it.
Also, he said he's been on since 2019.
Yeah. Oh, he know what to do.
Maybe he's already ready. But
Yeah, he's ready. Most people are as knowledgeable as they need to be, but they're afraid to make a mistake, and they think it needs to be perfect in order for it to work. It doesn't. That's this is a beautiful business. Most businesses, if you make a mistake, it's over with. You're out of here. That day. I know I quit. I did put my 2-week notice in. Can I come? Hey, you ain't got to worry about this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying you can always go out there and spend some foolish money, but you don't have to with this. You can make a mistake and you still close on the deal. Making mistakes and still make the money. That's beautiful. So, but that's normally why people want a mentor. I can see if the information wasn't available. Now, I ain't turning down no money, by no means. But I'm just telling you, he just asked the question. No, buy your truck, because you can continue to drive and learn how to do this, and then but again, you know what I'm saying? You already got income, right? So you just fill in the holes. You have that business. Your trucking business is going to fund this business, so you can make that decision or not, whether you're going to continue to drive trucks. Next thing you know, you're doing this, the trucking business, now you can put trucks on the road.
Great knowledge.
Yeah, so, you buy the truck. I'm good. You was good. The man said, hey, shit, I was going live every day for some bread. I'm streaming all damn day.
All right, the next question is on Instagram. What's the best way to wholesale with relatives home if you don't have a good relationship with them?
You better. What you want to do is, that's a good. All questions are good questions, but this one is a little different. Let me say that. All right, so he has a relative that needs to sell a house, but they're not cool. So this is what you do. I'm sure you know someone that doesn't know. You know someone that your relative don't know them, right? You know someone that's interested in making some money. We all know somebody that's making some money. All you probably got to do is just look left and right, and there they are. there it is. All right, but someone that the relative doesn't know, not that you're trying to be shady, right? Not that you're trying to be shady. You just business, but y'all personal relationships don't allow the business to happen. And if they're going to sell it at a significant discount, why don't you make the money? And then you do this. You go to the cousin and say, hey, man, I know we had some issues and stuff or whatever. Let me take you out to lunch or something. Let's get to back to where when we were kids.
That's still shady. You ain't trying to reconcile with them out the kindness of your heart. You trying to reconcile.
Yes, I am.
No, you ain't. You trying to get that money.
I said this after you closed it.
I wouldn't let them know.
No, I ain't letting them know. I ain't say that. I said I was gonna take them out to lunch. Say, hey man, let's try to mend this. Because that was stupid. I shouldn't have had to have done that.
after the deal.
Well, it really could be before the deal, but he ain't gonna deal with him. Obviously, he's not gonna deal with him. Now, your boy might have that bread in his pocket, and he's like, man, and I'm just tripping. But anyway, to answer your question, that's what I would do if I would do something like that. I'm not sure Tyrone would do something like that. Not saying that,
All right, this person said they have a deal in Birmingham. How can they send you the deal?
Hey, man, you need to text us. Text me on the 205-964-5243, or you can submit it through digulator.com is the proper way to do it so we can track everything.
All right, this one is on Instagram as well. Hey, Flip Man, how is the market how is the market now affecting wholesaling?
Well, a young man posted a question on Instagram today, and I responded. I hope I don't ever come off like I know every doggone thing or whatever. But he was like, I didn't understand the question at first, and then he reiterated basically how the market saturated, the economy bad. Is the economy bad? Or am I in la la land?
Well,
I guess for some people with
inflation is high.
People don't see that for real. They don't see that for real.
You know how many
Yes, they
struggling
do.
people out there? It's a
Wait
lot
a
of
minute.
stuff
This is what I answered with him. This is what I answered. I ain't gonna say I know it, but I know there are too many small businesses that need workers. Mm-hmm. So normally when the economy is bad, it's because there's lack of jobs. So if that's not the issue, what are they talking about? The employment is available.
Yes.
To make money.
Yes,
and money buys things.
But if that's the case, the economy will never be bad.
What you have?
No. Sometimes jobs ain't available. What's the name? Justin.
Ty, what people mean by economy is bad is you have to work a lot harder now to be able to sustain living. Prices of housing are going up, so you have to work more to have the same things you used to have. That's what people mean by the economy is bad.
But are you actually feeling it?
You may not be feeling it.
No, I ain't including me.
I feel like it's a lot of people that is. That's why they.
Well, I'm asking y'all. Okay, you feel it?
I ain't moved out my mama's house yet, so yeah, I'm feeling it.
But it ain't because of that. You might that's up to you. I'm just saying, but let me just say this. Can you tell something in the last year, has anything changed financially? Anything that you want to do that you have been doing before that?
You can't say that. It's still a lot of people who have
I get that. What I'm saying,
I think it's affecting the people who actually either left their job.
Yeah.
But I know people though. That's what I'm saying. It go beyond me.
You don't know everybody.
I don't know everybody.
It's more expensive.
Who?
I am in food service.
So define more expensive.
Yeah, somebody else can say
it costs me more.
It's got to be one at a time, y'all.
Huh?
I said it's got to be one at a time because they can't hear you.
It costs me more to buy product.
Well, they can't hear her at all, probably.
Right.
Yeah, they can't hear you outside.
It should look like Taj.
Yeah, they can't hear you. So.
I'm feeling it personally.
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to.
You do get that, like.
I want to hear. I want to hear. I do want to know those things.
But you do get that, like the living, like the wages have stayed the same, whereas like the cost of living has gone up. You get that.
Now, how much of it? Now, let me ask you this. Now, how much of it is it that we want to buy things that are not that important?
Ty, the cost of living has gone up. It costs me more as a person that sells food. It costs me more to buy food items in order to make.
So now
define what?
So
what
if
am I
you spend
defining?
$100, what you would normally spend $100 on, now you're spending $105, or is it
120? Think 120 now. It's taking.
Okay, I get that.
Housing is more expensive. Rent has gone up.
So what's the solution? So what
we're trying to say is people have to.
No, that was my that was I told him. You see, real estate has benefited greatly from the situation, right? So Yeah, you know, that's an
That's what I'm
opportunity to make
saying.
an unbelievable.
It's not something that you're dealing with, so it's not something that you might like get. That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, can I?
Cause you're not dealing with it. It's like rich people when they be watching the news and they be like, oh my God, everything at the store is going up. They be like, oh shit, that's sad. But they don't know nothing about that.
So you
They don't
think
care.
You don't think I pay? I hate you to define
Not
me
like
as rich.
that. I'm not
This is
saying
the
you're
point.
rich.
Let me not put that out there. And trying to get raw, but I'm saying you're not hurting either. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
we'll
good.
go with that.
So that's what I'm saying. Somebody else who like actually has to save to go to the casino, or actually has to,
They ain't no
they
business
don't
in
go out to eat every day, or they don't do certain things. Like it's still people out there who be having
I
a
know
hard
that.
time. You hit that right.
Yes.
So with stuff going up, like that's not helping. That's what I'm saying. If that was the case, it wouldn't be nobody on the live today. Everybody he'd been got his truck, and he'll still be driving his truck, and he'll be happy. And the other boys still be just watching whatever.
See, he's in an industry where the amount of work is I ain't gonna say unlimited, but it's technically unlimited. So it's like,
but you only have 24 hours in a day, so you can't drive.
So let's just say this then. That's what I'm getting to. I'm glad you said that. She said you only have 24 hours in a day. All right. So like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example now, since y'all trying to.
We're not going to go on that tangent. We're going to go on. You have to find other ways to make money in order. So
we can't hear. I sound we can't hear you. Yes, we know there's other ways to make money. That's the whole point of what I'm getting into. Forget about this stuff we're walking about right now. I just said employers are having a hard time getting people to work. So that means if you sitting around broke, now how much of it is your fault?
Okay, we only have to love to do it. No, he doesn't understand it.
I said we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I know, but I'm telling you.
I'm saying it's gonna be dead space in between. We can't hear you.
I don't know, but the market is wholesale.
That's
is
what
still
I'm saying.
good.
So that's what I mean when you. But to answer his question, what he said with the comment the way it is, I answered the question is I didn't know what he was talking about in reality. Because I don't just listen to stuff on the news. I'm gonna watch people that myself. Then I'm gonna watch people that I know that everybody ain't on the same income level or whatever. And then I'll look at it like, well, I saw you just bought this, but then you complaining about money. That was a dumbass purchase. Why did you do that? I got a friend right now. She went out, and I know she ain't
I'm about to
watching.
say,
She went out. She ain't watching. I don't guess I ain't calling her name out. Went out and she bought a house, American dream. She had 2 jobs, work her butt off, right? And then went out and bought a new car, too, and dropped the job. That's a decision. That dropped the second job. Part of the reason why you could live the lifestyle you could live is because you were that income, but you would base your lifestyle off of both of those incomes. But you can't go create more debt and reduce your income.
but it's some people who can't do that, right? That's what they saying.
Like what? Like give me an
Like some
example.
people who hadn't bought no house or haven't did.
Now she worked hard to put that together. Now I'm just saying.
Explain how prices of real estate went up, so now you can actually make more money of wholesale.
Well, yeah, because real estate is what it is. That creates an unlimited amount of opportunity for individuals that are watching this right now. So I think we got way off the track. Let's get back on track.
Okay. Once a cash buyer signs a contract, do I give him a copy of the seller's contract and closing detail sheet, or do I send that directly to the closing attorney title company myself?
All right. Let me see. Once a cash buyer signs a contract, do I give him a copy of the seller's contract and closing detail sheet, or do I send that directly to the title company or closing attorney based on myself? Yeah, see, the only thing that the cash buyer will want or need is the contract between you and them. Now, and then you would just need a contact number. If it's not a closing attorney or title company you've dealt with before, so you can send that information over to the closing detail sheet your contract and the buyer's contract. I mean, the seller's contract and the buyer's contract, even though the buyer may have already sent his contract over, just send it all as one package so it could be clear to them. But you don't have to give them a copy of the contract between you and the seller. So, oh, that we hadn't gotten into the topic thing. Y'all let me get off on a rant. Why y'all do that to me? Why y'all do that to me?
Going to the topic, that'd be you.
All right, so the topic, and we 55 minutes in. I've been rambling. We got off track, but the topic for today is the script. What do you say to property owners, hopefully to turn them into motivated sellers? Okay, so depending on how the lead comes in will determine the opening conversation. Okay, if someone calls you from a bandit sign, it's going to be different than you cold calling someone. Or someone calling you from a direct mail piece is going to be different from a conversation through text messaging. So the initial part of the conversation is where the icebreaker is made, so you can get to the real part of it, is the information about the property, why are they selling, condition, what's owed on the property, and then to a price, and so on. So we're going to go through each one of them. With a bandit, well, we'll go through the hard ones first. Cold calling. All right, so now just keep in mind, this person is being called out of the blue. You don't know if that person, let's say it was a male, he and his wife just got into a huge argument because he came home at 4 a.m. You don't know that he and his wife just had the best dinner of their lives and they headed home and they don't want to be disturbed, or lunch or something, they headed home. You don't know, somebody may have just gotten fired off their job, or they may have just gotten a promotion. So you don't never know when you're catching them when you reach out to them. So when you're calling saying, hi, my name is Ty, I'm calling to speak to the owner about buying their property at 123 Main Street. Do I have the right person? So again, you have to take in consideration at what point am I catching them at? All right, so they say, yeah, you have the right person. Okay, that's a good hurdle for them to even confirming that you have the right person for that particular address. All right, you say, great. If you have a moment, I would love to discuss in further detail about buying your house and making you a fair cash offer. Do you have a moment? I say, yeah, I got a moment. Okay, that's good. And they say, well, no, I really don't have time. I said, what would be another time to call you back? What would be a better time to call you back? Hopefully that's you just have a little nice conversation. That ain't always where you're gonna go. So we're not talking about the ones just gonna get you off the phone. How you get my number? Don't ever call me again. Obviously the wrong number. That conversation, there's nothing to talk about. You're just getting off the phone. So we're just going through the people that are open to talk to you and actually discuss actually purchasing the house. So that's the first part of that, because the meat part is going to be the same for everybody for the most part. All right, so that's on a straight out cold call, a direct mail piece. Now, for some reason, direct mail is probably right behind the cold calling, because you'll get some of the weirdest responses. Well, text message, you get some real stuff, but as far as actual talking to someone, some of the responses you'll get back from direct mail is just really weird. They'll just call you back. I mean, they'll call you and just let you have it because you sent them something in the mail. What a miserable human being. Throw it in the trash. When Walmart sends you something in the mail, you don't call them? Well, they might do. I may be wrong on that. What a miserable human being to do that. Just throw it in the trash. Take me off your list. I'm so tired. You don't have anything else better to do? Where did you get a picture of my house? Google maps. You ever heard of it? You're lousy. Anyway, but assuming this is the good conversation, I went into the bad conversation. When they call you, Cause no, and I got a packet of postcards out in the car. Anyway, I'll show it tomorrow probably. And they call you and say, hey, I got this postcard from you about buying my house. What's your offer? Now that's what you're going to get more than anything. And a lot of times they're going to catch you off guard. Now, depending now, if it's coming directly to you, that's one thing. But if it's going to an answering service or a VA or whatever, or to an answer machine, that's another thing. But a lot of times that's going to be the response that you're going to get from them. You say you're going to make me a fair cash offer. You know, what's your offer? Well, sir, what's your name? Well, you sent me the letter. You should already know my name. Like, sir, we sent out thousands of those. You know, the only way that I'm going to be able to evaluate this property is I'm going to have just a couple of details about the property itself, starting with your name to make sure that I'm talking to the right person. Okay, so if you get past that, I say, well, my name is John Brown. Mr. Brown, how are you doing? I'm glad you called us back. What's the address of the property that you're interested in selling? Give you the address. All right, so at that point, you're good. So that first thing is you got to calm them down in the sense that even the ones that are not really angry, they're going to call with the base just, a lot of times they just call wanting you to give them a price and you don't know anything about the property. And sometimes when you have that conversation, you're still not going to know, but I'll get to that in a second. All right, so that's the direct mail part of it. So I'm trying to give you the objections part of it when you're dealing with someone that actually really want to talk. Now, you're going to have your a-holes and they just calling just to basically just to poke you or whatever. So you're wasting your time and theirs also. All right. So now, we got the cold calling, we got the direct mail. Then,
What do you say on the
it just depends, but normally that kind of stuff is going to say we're going to make you a fair cash offer. Normally, so. All right. So now we got your website. So you may be running Google ads, maybe even Facebook ads. Instead of filling out the form, they call the phone number. So what if the number goes directly to you? With me, they go directly to me because they're so expensive. I don't send those to an answering service because they are so expensive. On that phone ring from that number, I know what it is. That probably just cost me $50 to get that lead, right? So anyway, so totally different conversation when they call you because that's better than a bandit sign call. Because they literally sit down, if it's a Google AdWords call or from YouTube roll, they literally sit down and said, sell my house fast or buy my house fast. So when they call you, we buy houses, how may I help you? Is how I answer the phone. Hi, I just saw your website. I put up your website and I'm just wondering how your process works. I said, well, great. My name is Todd Taylor. What's your name? They give me the name. I said, well, basically what we do is that first step is what you're doing right now. We collect information on the property, and if we can come to an agreement on a price, we'll buy your house as is. We're normally going to close in 2 to 4 weeks. We pay all closing costs, minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens, right? That basically answers all the questions. So I'll follow up after I said that, because I have the address of the property you're interested in selling. And it goes from there. I'll get to the rest of it in a second. All right, so that's if it comes from your website. Now, Facebook lead is similar to a bandit sign lead. Now, a lot of times, and the only way we've been able to do it effectively is where it's basically they're submitting a form. When they tap learn more from the ad that they see, they're submitting a form, and we communicate first probably through them by text. And a lot of times they're like, you don't know what it is or what we're talking about. But the ones that are responsive, we're normally going to just confirm that, hey, we got the information you filled out on Facebook about selling your house. Is it still for sale? Even though they may have just did it 5 minutes ago. We'll say, is it still for sale? And then, yes, it's still for sale. So we'll just go into the meat and guts of it. So that's pretty simple there. All right. Then you're going to have your, and this still is somewhat like a cold call, but it seems like it's just a little different when you go out and do driving for dollars and you find a vacant house. It seems like it's a little different to me in the sense that, because I just can't do cold call where it's just pounding calls out. But if it's a driving for dollars call, and I'll do some of that, see something or whatever, I'll call them and, the conversation basically goes like this, similar to the cold call, but it's basically, hi, my name is Ty. I noticed the property at 123 Main Street. I'm calling to speak to the owner about buying that property. Am I speaking to the right person? Okay, and so it goes from there. All right. So the next thing is bandit signs. Now, bandit signs are going to be right behind Google AdWords as far as being the easiest because they saw your message and they called you, right? You're already 50% of the way there. They want to sell, you want to buy. So whenever they call you, conversations go like this. Hey, you say, hi, we buy houses when you answer the phone. How may I help you? Yeah, I just saw your sign. I want to see how this works. So you're going to basically go back into what you basically said with the Google ad. Well, what's your name? Well, I'll say my name first. My name is Todd Taylor. What's your name? Right? And they say, this is John Brown. Mr. Brown, well, basically, we pay all cash, as is, closing 2 to 4 weeks. We pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. Could I have the address of the property you're interested in selling? Now, the only thing about the bandit signs, you have to be a little careful, just automatically giving your number out, right? Because, I mean, your name out and stuff, because sometimes it might be folks trying to trick you, you know, with the fines and all that stuff, because that is a possibility. All right, so bandit signs is right behind Google AdWords as being the easiest to conversate with a seller because they're reaching out to you. They're literally wanting to sell. They're just trying to see what you're about and how your process goes, and obviously, can they get the price that they want? All right, so now we have that. Am I missing something?
You said cold calling, direct mail, Google Ads, Facebook leads, driving for dollars, dating signs.
Okay, yeah, so the only other one with the driving for dollars, you may sometimes reach out to for sale by owners. So that's pretty much easy in the sense that they want to sell because they have a sign out in front of the yard. Hey, I'm calling about your property at 123 Main Street. I saw the sign out there. Is it still for sale? Yes, it is. You got a moment? I'd love to ask a few questions about your property, and you go from there. For rent signs, the generic red and white, black and white, orange, black and white signs that they may have bought at Walmart, Home Depot, or Lowe's, you're possibly targeting tired landlords at that point. And so, whatever.
Do you have a call at 5:15?
Huh?
You have a call at 5:15?
Nah, it's the prop stream thing.
Oh, you do. Oh, it's giving you.
But that's the one I had.
Oh, it said 5:30, but it's just giving you the alert that it's.
It's at 5:15.
Oh, is that 5:15? Okay.
But I need to know if he even. That's what I was
Oh,
asking.
okay. Well, we'll figure
He
that
on
out.
here though.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Jamarcus? Yeah, Jamarcus, we're gonna get to you. All right, so I'm rounding this up in a minute. With the for sale by owner.
Let me join this live.
I don't really lie, it's real up in here. For rent signs, you call them. Hi, I'm calling about your property. It's for rent at 123 Main Street. Is it still available? Whether they say yes or no, you say, well, I'm not calling about renting your property. I'm actually interested in buying the property. Would you be interested in selling it? They say yes, boom. Take the information needed, be able to analyze the property. If they say no, your follow-up question would be, well, do you have any other properties you would be interested in selling? They say yes, take the information needed. If they say no, just thank them for their time, let them know. If you have any, if you change your mind, just keep a number. We would love to try to, make you a fair cash offer. So I went through the different scenarios because the hardest part of it is that initial part of the conversation. Now, what you'll do is the rest of it is you're going to get into how many bedrooms and bath is it? Is the house vacant or occupied? If you don't know that, sometimes you already know that it's vacant, but if you don't know that, how is it heated and cooled? The age of the roof. Does it have any unpaid mortgages or liens on the property? In your opinion, what's the overall condition of the property? Has there been any recent updates or renovations to the property? And more of it, you sort of building rapport, hoping they're opening up to give you some of the reason or their true motivation for selling the property. And then you're going to hit them with them and say, even though depending on how they came, if it came to you, if they called you, you'll ask them, why are you considering selling? If it hadn't already came out through the rest of the conversation. If you call them, say, I know I called you out of the blue, but if we could possibly do a deal, why would you be interested in selling your property or whatever? Because you're just trying to, trying to build some rapport and try to get to the real reason why they want to sell, because wholesaling may not be the solution, something else may be, as far as whenever you start to negotiate. And then you'll pose the magic question: paying all cash and closing quickly. What's the least amount you'll accept for it as is? Wait on the response. Regardless if they give you a price that works for you or not, you always want to follow up. Is that the best you can do? And that's all I got to say about that. Ow! So we got it in. I know we went off on a tangent. Most people stuck around. And so if you didn't get your question answered, make sure you post it in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos. I answer those on a daily basis. We should be back here live again tomorrow. Make sure you share, let everybody know. And share this, like it, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Where am I? Twitch, Periscope. I think Twitter finally took them over, or whatever. Even though they are on them, but so yeah. So what else am I missing? Oh yeah. So if you want to partner, the units, text me at units. Need to know what a great deal is. This is why most wholesalers fail. Is GD, text to letters GDs for good deal. Tomorrow's topic, I think it's going to be: do I need an LLC or a real estate license to wholesale real estate? So I'll try to go ahead and put the premiere up. I mean the what you call it? You like schedule a live stream. So go ahead and click the thing so you can get the alert. Make sure if you subscribe, turn on the notifications. Tap the little bell and select all, and boom, you'll be alerted every time I go live and when we upload new content to hopefully help you. So double wide 35. Hopefully I was able to help you today, sir, and anyone else watching out there, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. Yep. 205-964.